it's Jenny Jordan. How you going? I haven't been online for a little while. I've been sick. I think I've been hit with the man flu. Seriously, when you're so sick you don't even care that you haven't got any makeup on, or you just want to curl up and feel sorry for yourself. And literally, that's what I did. I felt sorry for myself when I was on the lounge. And I've got this really sultry, whisky voice. I'm sure this voice could be used for something else online, if you know what I mean. So what's actually happened is that we were away in Tasmania, and I got a little bit sick down there, but not too much worry. And then, when you neglect yourself and you don't stop and you keep on working through thinking you're going to be better, right? And I made that mistake, and it really kicks you in the guts. And the fact that it got me thinking. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that. I really wanted to talk to you about when you're the boss and you get sick. Hang on, I'm going to turn it around. That's better. Oh, the upside down. Sorry. So when you are ill, and we don't like to think that we're going to be ill, but we do get sick. Gemma, quick, puppy. Sorry, I'm out walking with my dog. I thought a little dose of sunshine is what I need, to actually make you feel a lot better. And it does, getting out into the fresh air and taking Gemma for a walk. That's my dog. Look, she's been nagging me, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, if only I could get up and have a walk. But that really made me think about, people in general. There's a lot of people that have got permanent disabilities, people that are too frail to get up. And that always motivates me to want to push forward and get up. How lucky am I, to be the age I am, still alive, which is more than my mother. My mother passed away when she was 38. And then also my grandmother at 52. So I've beat the odds. Whatever I'm doing, I'm going to keep on doing it, right? But back to my point. Who minds the shop when you're sick? And that is... that's something that happens when you're not prepared for the next stage. You're not prepared for the expansion of your business, right? You're not prepared because you're wanting to do everything yourself. You want to make sure that all your ducks are lined up and everything is ready for when you make that transition into growing your team, right? But it's not like that at all, because it needs to be done now. A little story that will help convince you. There was a friend of mine that started a e-commerce store. Now, very, very green, started off and still doing her 9 to 5 and then doing this other job after her work. Answering support tickets, getting on and sourcing products. She was out there and talking to other customers. And then what happened unexpectedly, things went boom. They took off. So she was totally unprepared for it. And that put a real strain on herself. It put, what will I do next sort of thing. What can I do now? There was no one to help her. So she was in damage control then. It's not a bad place to be, but when you're completely thrown and get that curveball when your business does take up. Hey Bruce, how you doing? That's what happens in business, You do all the hard slog, and then what happens is that you start to get in the groove, and then things are starting to click together. But just imagine for 1 second that you had the assistance of just one person. What another pair of hands would make do to your business, what another pair of hands could do while you're doing the 9 to 5, right? And I hear this all the time, I'm just waiting to get busy, or I'm just going to wait until I replace my income. That's my worst impersonation ever. But you know what I mean? There's always an excuse of why you don't do something, and then you do it too late. And like myself, if you're the one-person band, say that you're even too sick to go to your 9 to 5 and you're home, that means that 2 businesses are down. Not only are you off the radar, but you're not being productive with your business. So that made me think, because I've been suki lala all week, and cuddled up on the lounge, but I was still working. And how does Jenny still work? Well, I've got a team around me, and the team click in when I'm not there. It's not to say that I don't check up on them and that I don't follow up, but they are there. They're performing the task on a day-to-day basis, because I put in systems and automation to make it easier for them and for me. So even though I'm on the lounge and I've got the box of tissues there, can you imagine, and the nose is dripping, and you feel like you want to put it up your nostrils because it's disgusting. Anyway, you're laying there, but knowing that everything's getting done, knowing that there are people that are looking after your business that is still ticking on, even though you're on the lounge. So what was my secret? My secret was that, that it was 12, maybe 18 months online, 6, 12, 18 months. I don't know. It's a long time ago, because it was, I celebrate 12 years online this year. And at the time, doing all the things that new marketers do, and learning and being overwhelmed and not knowing what to do. Oh yeah, it's autumn here. It's our fall. And it's just beautiful. I'm just sitting in a park. Gemma's walking around. It's beautiful, Bruce. Oh yeah, I just thank God every day when I walk through here. It's just beautiful. So yeah, so what if you can imagine? I'm not telling you something that is different than your story, because I was working the 9 to 5 and I was coming home and burning the midnight oil and trying to make sense of this damn online business. That would drive me crazy at the start. And as I got into it, about I think second or third year of doing this and feeling disgusting online at night, because I've already done the one shift. I was working 2 jobs. How crazy is that? Just to make it work. The best investment that I ever did was to invest in my first virtual assistant. So that meant that I could do the 9 to 5. It meant that when I came home and, do all the motherly things, like cook the dinner and watch homework and things like that, that things were being done, and I didn't have to run off and segregate myself from the family, because that second job had already been going when I was at work. So another question people ask me is, when are you at that stage? When are you at that stage of growth? And I put it down to the fact that if you're doing that 2 jobs, and literally you start off just doing a few hours, right? And then it actually engulfs you and you become addictive to it, and you start to work more and more hours. That is the time. That is the time when you learn something. It's always best to record it, do a video, because what you're doing mentally, you're already preparing yourself when you get an assistant. Now, sitting back now, some 12 years later, I look at people online and I know that they've got teams around them. A classic is when I heard the other day how well Gian Barazzo is going online, but he then mentioned that he's got 100 people in his team, which is awesome. But, he didn't become a multi-millionaire by just doing everything himself. He started off with 1, he grew, and grew and grew and added to his team. Now, I see this all the time. Now, it's not a big mystery, and it's not hard to do when you actually get out and reach out to your first assistant. What happens is that once they start to earn their bickies, that you add another one. But for $6, $7, $8 an hour, it's so cheap. It's so cheap to get started with a virtual assistant. You can't believe how easy it is. And, you start off like that. Baby steps. Everyone's got to start with baby steps. And it's difficult sometimes when you don't get the right team. Yeah, I know. You've got to enjoy the journey. And every day is a journey. And dealing with people, that's another learning curve. Because not only have I got one, I've got several businesses now, and most of the time I'm in customer service. And then you need to really look at the way that you are working with people. And that's fine, because you have a point of view, right? And you know it's right. And they have a point of view and they know they're right. Now, at the end of the day, with dealing with people, and they get bloody minded, and then you need to take ego out of the way, because when you actually do back down, then you make that customer for life. Then, not saying to be ridiculously going the other way, but sometimes it's a compromise. Like anything with the relationships, either online or offline, it's always a compromise. There are no winners when both of you stand off. It's just doesn't work. It gets an aggro customer, but there is no need to be walked over either. That's why I say it's a compromise. It's not giving them everything that they want, but sometimes it's good to put their shoes on. It's good to put the shoes on as a customer. And you've been a customer too, and like I have many, many times. And the experiences that you've had online with people that have got really, really young people answering the questions, and that they're non-bending. And that makes you mad, because they're like little robots. But you need to be able to escalate things. So, like I was saying, I've got people online that are customer service, but if it gets to a stage where it's a no-win, and no one's winning and everyone's stepping back from each other, and that's when it gets escalated to someone that can actually make it all happen. And I just love happy customers, and I love making people happy, happier the time they leave us, because they'll tell other people. But that's not my point. I just want to jump on and say, don't leave it too late before you get your own team around you. Lighten your load. Start off for a few hours a month. You see how it goes, and the more you work with them, the more tasks that you'll add to them as well. So if I can help you in any way lighten your load, reach out to me at needava.com. Reach out to me with a PM if you like. I don't really care, but I'm here to serve you. And I ensure that by getting your team started, you'll be able to have the odd lounge day or the couch day, as you say in the US, So I'm not going to... I'm still walking, as you can see, the trees are passing over me. But I just want to let you know that I'm all right, and that I'm up and feeling a lot better. So thank you very much, Bruce. I'm looking forward to seeing you when I come over to the States later in the year. So we'll talk soon. So bye for now, everyone. Bye now.